P.Senevirathna from group number 14. I would like to welcome all of you for today's presentation. The task assigned to us is to select a business organization and evaluate the leadership style of the CEO and discuss how they have overcome the challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic during last 2 years. Accordingly, the selected business organization is People's Bank, and we have evaluated how the top management of People's Bank have overcome the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic during last 2 years. When studying the behavior of People's Bank during the past 2 years, we came across a value chain model which have been adapted by People's Bank to create value and deliver value to their stakeholders. So this value chain model consists 6 key elements, namely financial capital, manufacturing capital, intellectual capital, human capital, social and relationship capital, and finally natural capital. So in any given situation, the main objective of leadership should be to ensure the proper functioning of this value creation model. So through our presentation, each team member of our team will describe how People's Bank have coped up with the challenges which affect all these key elements in the value creation model. Moving on, I'll discuss the significance of leadership during COVID-19 pandemic. The global outbreak of COVID-19 has resulted many challenges to all the leadership roles in industries across the world. So the organizations which can evolve, adapt and turn challenges into opportunities are the ones who will be successful and survive in the future. So the most appropriate leadership style which can adapt to these challenges is the transformational leadership style. So my colleague Kanchana will carry on the presentation and elaborate how transformational leadership can benefit the organization during a pandemic situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Imalka. My part of the presentation is how will transformational leadership benefit organizations and employees during COVID-19 pandemic period. Based on our case study, we have identified that leadership style of the People's Bank is transformational leadership. Transformational leaders sees this pandemic situation as a rare opportunity. They redefine the businesses, especially tactical moves and strategic level decisions are implemented in order to rectify the challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic. I will move to the next points. Human-centered approach and also empathy for workflows. Our case study focus on financial sector organization, especially it is service-oriented. In service-oriented sector, the human capital is most important factor. All of you know that during the pandemic situation, human capital was adversely affected. Therefore, the human-centered approach is very important to maintain the business process. Then, the pandemic has resulted opportunities and challenges to the organization. As examples, customers' transaction modes and patterns are change. Especially, digital transactions are increased. Therefore, transformational leadership identify the changes and implemented strategic level decisions in order to capture existing customers as well as the new customers. As a result of that, key performance indicators are increased and also stability of the organization is maintained. So far, I have discussed how will transformation leadership benefit the organization and employees during the COVID-19 pandemic period. Next part of the presentation will be conducted by Mr. Harendra. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kanchana. So far you have an idea about significance of leadership during COVID-19 pandemic and how transformational leadership benefit to the organization and employees during the COVID-19 period. People's Bank as an organization established under the People's Bank Act number 29 of 1961. It serves more than 14 million customers, which is the largest customer base in Sri Lankan banking industry, offering a wide spectrum of financial services. People's Bank is Sri Lanka's second largest commercial bank in terms of assessed volume with an assets base exceeding 22.2 trillion Sri Lankan rupees. The bank enjoys an unparalleled position of stability and security, maintaining highest level of professionalism and ethics. Bank worth of 741 branches and 7,500 plus staff. When we consider hierarchy of the organization, in highest position consists with board of directors, general manager and deputy general managers, taken top level decision of the future and present activities. Assistant general managers, regional managers, chief managers in the middle level and branch managers, branch operational managers, bank officers, frontline officers working as a lower level. With that, I conclude and will invite to Kirushanthan to continue this presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Harendra. I will discuss about People's Bank value creation model. The bank value creation model shows how bank uses resources, skill and interaction to create value for stakeholders. The value creation model inputs are financial capital, human capital, manufacturer capital, social and relationship capital, natural capital, and intellectual capital. Therefore, outputs became financial stability, multi-channel network, integrity and accountability, skills and capability, social and economic development, protect the environment. The main objective of the leadership is to ensure that above value creation model functioning well. Value creation model first input is financial capital. In the Covid-19 period, financial capital most critical to the People's Bank business and able to achieve sustainable growth. The capital includes debt and equity. And People's Bank achieve reasonable profit during the COVID-19 pandemic period. Following actions were taken by leadership to manage the financial capital. First one is reducing the interest rate in advances and deposits to moderate the loan book growth due to COVID-19 pandemic. Second one is reducing the operating cost to manage our promotional activities and marketing activities during COVID-19 period. Third one is promote our digital products such as mobile banking, internet banking, ATM, CDM. Therefore, increase our fee-based income. People's Bank is the first respondent COVID-19 relief by implementing central bank COVID-19 relief. More than 4 lakhs individual customer and 21,000 business customer were granted debt relief. Thank you. Next, I call upon Mr. Mudita to continue our presentation.
Thank you, Kirushanthan, for your valuable contribution about this presentation. Actually, as Group 14, we would like to assess the leadership style of People's Bank. In my presentation, I would like to introduce and discuss about manufactured capital. So, what is the manufactured capital and how People's Bank leadership get appropriate actions to this part. More customers adapted to digital banking at the period of pandemic. Mobile ATMs were mobilized to serve customers in thousands of remote areas of Sri Lanka. People all around Sri Lanka conducted their banking services through People's Bank SBUs, which mean self-banking units. Actually, at the pandemic time, during the curfew time, over 70% of People's Bank branches were kept open. It's a good thing to do in business, People's Bank. So we should thank to CEO and People's Bank management. Then after that, successfully met the increased demand of digital transaction at that period. So let's try to understand intellectual capital, how People's Bank leadership give their energy for that part. The bank digital investment enabled to support customers and employees throughout the pandemic, kept all the island-wide self-bank units open throughout the year, following strict safety guidelines to ensure continued service for the peoples of the nation. Bank digital innovations have made banking simpler and safer for customers. Transactions conducted throughout the bank digital channels soared by 152% up to 268.9 billion. Number of people's web registration increased to 500,000 plus, enable many users to conduct their transaction from anywhere, anytime. Bank innovative technology and tools across the bank help to foster effective virtual collaboration for employees and customers. So my part is over, and I would like to invite Mr. Kulita to uh, continue this presentation further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mudita. In my presentation, I will explain about the human capital. Actions were taken by the leadership to manage the human capital. The black deploys extensive measurement throughout the pandemic to keep the premises safe and support well-being of the employees, providing transport allowances, granting special leaves to employees in the high-risk categories, distribute sanitizers, face masks and personal protective equipment such as PPE, facilitating employees to work on roster basis. And the most important fact is no salary reductions were introduced in the pandemic situation. And my next slide, I will explain about the social and relationship capital, and the actions were taken to leadership to manage the social and relationship capital. Over 70% of branches and self-banking units remain operational, with the following the safety protocols. 10 of fully equipped mobile units were deployed, providing services to customers at their doorsteps. These units covered over 1,000 remote locations, cash withdrawals of Lanka rupees 643 million during the lockdown period. Safe and customers were educated practicing the safety protocols. 10 million was donated to Covid-19 healthcare and social security fund, and that's all in my presentation. I will forward to explain the next few slides to Mr. Amila. Over to you, Amila. Thank you.
Thank you, Kulita. First, I am speaking regarding natural capital. People's Bank has taken following actions on leadership to manage manufactured capital. Safeguarding bank environment through COVID-19, accelerated onboarding customers to digital banking channels that promote less paper banking. Majority of transactions were conducted via digital channels that saved fuel consumption due to less traveling and less paper consumption, and also time saved. Some of the staff work from home, which helped to reduce energy consumption and water consumption across the bank, while reducing non-renewable fuel usage due to reduced commuting. E-waste generated reduced substantially due to reusing of computer hardware. Finally, I am speaking about the conclusion. Actually, despite the unprecedented challenges, People's Bank rose up to the national duty with the shared responsibility. How the bank delivery during this time self-attests to its overarching commitment to support the government in their numerous initiatives to preserve the economy and play a vital role in its revival. The investments made by the bank in its digital infrastructure and efforts made during 2019 to bolster our regulatory and regulatory capital levels enable the bank to smoothly weather the pandemic storm, catering to the unprecedented demand for digital banking solution and absorbing the economic shock on behalf of our customers. From this, our presentation is over. Thank you very much.